Okay, so this video I'm doing is going to be a presentation on how to input songs in the Planning Center when you're loading a set list for any kind of services, as well as importing those songs into multi-tracks, especially into Playback, which is the multi-tracks program for actually playing tracks through worship. So let's get started. So whenever you come to the computer, you'll want to do this from the computer that's actually running Playback. Now, the Planning Center portion, you can do it from any device that has access to the internet. It doesn't matter if you're on this device here, which I'm on this MacBook Pro, which is what's actually running Playback for Turning Point. But you can actually input songs in the Planning Center from any device, like I said, as long as you're connected to the internet. So first thing we want to do is we want to go to the internet. I'm going to go to Safari. We're going to go to Planning Center. Typically, it will already come up. We're going to go to Login. I'm going to maximize the screen. And then we want to go to Services. If it doesn't automatically log you in, you will need to log in. From here, we're going to go to the next service date. As you see, there are service types in here. These are templates that are already built for Turning Point Church. In this case, I'm using the Sunday service. I'm going to go to the next service, which is December the 7th. Once you are on December the 7th, then we're going to go to Matrix. So this is how you're going to actually add songs in. So you'll see this main screen come up. In the top right corner is Matrix. We'll click on that. From here, you're going to see 6 Sundays, which are always presented on the screen. You will see the last Sunday that you just had served on or that you used the template. From there, you'll see all the next available ones. So to begin implementing songs into here and adding them, you're going to go over here. These are 4 icons that you can pull over of different items to use. In this case, we're wanting to add a song. So you'll go over here, you'll hold down the mouse on the song icon, pull it over into the order section of the service. Once your songs come up, this is actually an entire list of songs that are in Planning Center for Turning Point Church that are already loaded. So we'll go to our set list. So for our set list, our first song is We Praise You. And it's the Brandon Lake version. We're going to go to Song, click on it, go to Edit Song. This is how you actually add all your files to it, which are used for playback and for people to listen to the rehearsals on. Once you pull this up, you're going to hit the plus sign on Files, go to Integrations. You want to make sure that the version that you're pulling is the correct one. If it is not, you click on the link button here, and here it will show you all the popular recordings of that title, We Praise You. And so you may find there's a bunch. Any of these are available. When you get to one that you want to use, it won't let me play the clip because I'm screen recording right now and it knows that. But if you want to listen to them, you can listen to like a 30-second clip of them that will pretty much show you the highlight of the song to make sure it's the version that you want. Anyways, once you have the song, hit the plus arrow. It will then pull up the page to add everything. First, it's going to want to make sure this is what you want. You'll go back in here. This is only if you need to change the version. And then you're going to click on every box for the arrangement and for the tracks to make sure that you capture every bit of information that's with this song and import it. You'll hit submit. It's going to come up with the box here. If it needs to download stuff, it will. If it doesn't, it's already got everything, then it will come up and tell you that it's completed. So we'll give it a second. There goes one. It said complete. We'll give this one a second. Oh, there it goes. It's complete too. If you need to add another key that you want to sing it in, then you just go here to add a key. Click on the key that you want to do. Like let's say we wanted to put it in G. If I click on save here, it will do the same process again. It will turn around and make sure it loads all these again for that key, and then it'll be transposed. Once you've got everything in for the song, you're going to go back. It'll take you back to your matrix again. We're going to click on song again, drag it over, go to our next song in our list, which is Lion by Elevation. We're going to do the same thing again, song, edit song. We'll go to our integrations again. We want to make sure that we capture everything that's in the song. We're going to do submit. And these are completed. We'll go back. Do this again. Go to our next song, which is Break Every Chain. We'll go here. Same process again. It's very repetitive. It just kind of does the same thing over and over again. Submit. Everything's already loaded on this one. Let it verify. Yep, complete. We'll go back. One thing I did notice on this song is it's in C sharp, and we want this to be an A, so I'm going to click on A here. And then just to close this, just at the X. Our next song is Firm Foundation by Cody Carnes. Same thing, song, edit song. We want to make sure that we have everything in here. Once you get to the point where you're doing the same songs continually over and over again, you don't have to do this. Once they're in here, they're already loaded. You don't have to keep going back and making sure they're in here. See, it's not changing anything. I'm just showing this for reference, because until you get quite a list built up where you're doing continually the same songs over and over again, then you'll have to do this. I'm going to go ahead and back this out. I know it's all in there. So there you go. So we have all of our songs in. Now another thing I want to show you all while I'm in here is how you develop teams. So if you have people that you want to serve on certain weeks, people that you know are going to serve, this is how you would turn around and show like how you would need people and who all you want to serve. So in this case, so your teams will come up here. You can go to needed positions. And in this case, it's going to show you like all the different positions of who all is needed. This actually does it for many things. And let me see if I can pull them in. Yeah, so these are all the templates that are actually already built. So just to kind of give you an idea, let's say like I went down here and I wanted to add a vocalist, you know, and it may be like 4 of them. I may want to add a piano player, someone for the electric guitar, the drums. What you would do is, let's say you go in here and you want a vocalist in here. I'm just going to use myself. So let's just say we're going to do 1. I'm going to click on done. Done. So now it's telling me it needs a person for this spot to fill. I click on the needed part, and I can go here and choose anyone that's in this list if they've already done it before. If they haven't, you can just type their name in. So I'll just put my name in here. You would click on their name, hit add 1. And what it does is it pulls their name up. As soon as I hit send, it will turn around and send me an email, and I'll do this just for reference. It's going to tell me, hey, you've been asked to serve on the schedule on this date. And so hit send. So now it just sent me an email for it. See, the email went away. And so now on my login, on my email or on my text, I just got a request to serve on vocals for a TPC worship team. So this is a good idea to use for people. That way they kind of have a heads up they're serving. It's a reminder. It also lets you keep track of how many times people have served and which places and all. If you want to remove someone, just go here, hit remove. Yes. So that's how you would do that. In this case, I'm going to take this back to 0 just so there's no teams on here. But something in the future to look at, kind of gives you an idea of what to do. All right, so we have our songs in. I want to show something else too real quick too. If you want to add a song that may not be in here, maybe a new song, click on songs, go to add a song, just type it in here. I'm going to type I Speak Jesus. It's going to give me the popular recordings. Let's say I use Charity Gale. and then it'll turn around and actually put this song in here for me. And you do the same thing again. It doesn't cost you anything to do this. It's just if you know there are songs in the future you may want to do and you want people to start being able to practice them or whatever, it gives you the opportunity to go ahead and have these already here. So it'll start downloading all the files again, and they're done. So now if I go, and let's say someone wants to just go pull up a song, like these are all the songs you have and Turning Point set list they have, I can go to I Speak Jesus, and here it is. I Speak Jesus, Charity Gale, and here's all the songs, all the track in here. So anybody could go listen to this. Anybody that has access to Planning Center. So just a little how-to on there. So now that we've got our set list done, I'm just going to minimize this. I'm not going to close it. You can if you want, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to minimize it. And then I want to go open Playback, which is the multi-tracks controller for the tracks themselves on stage. It is going to tell me, yes, I'm sharing my screen, so it wants to make sure that you cannot listen to songs if you have any kind of device running. So right now I'm recording the screen, it knows that. So just know that if you ever do any kind of recording that it will not allow you to play it. So I'm going to acknowledge it. And I apologize, my allergies are killing me. Okay, so how we're going to load songs directly from Planning Center. We're going to go here, which is the menu for set list. We're going to go to import from Planning Center. These are those same sets that we saw, events that were actually in Planning Center. So you can see that the Playback app is actually linked to Planning Center. The two programs talk to each other. We're going to go to Sunday service. We're going to go to December the 7th, which is the one we were working on. We're going to go to open. It's going to ask me if I want to load these, which these are all the songs we selected. And then it's actually going to start loading these songs. You'll see these start working through. We'll give it a minute to load, and then we'll go from there. As these finish, you'll see the other ones will go much quicker too. If you ever have one that comes up and it says processing, just give it a minute. Sometimes it takes a minute for actually to go out and pull the data and bring it in. Alright, so all 4 songs are loaded. So I actually had pulled these in earlier, so it's already kind of showing some things, but I'm going to go back and show you anyways. So these chains up here, what these are showing is that they're auto-linked. Typically when you load a song, it's going to come up and it's going to have this arrow here, which just means it's just going to cue the next song. What that means is when this song finishes, it's just going to bring this one up. It's not going to start it, it's just going to bring it up. Somebody would have to actually go hit play and so forth. The way that I do hours for elevation is that I auto-link them. So that way when one song finishes, it automatically starts the next one. You can also overlap them, you can crossfade them. There's many options here of what you can do. Like I said, typically for me and the way that I do our worship, I always auto-link them. Typically I auto-link all the first 3 songs. The last song, the difference is that I choose to leave it in the song. I don't go back. So since it's the last song, it knows there's not another one. Your options are either you can stay in it or it'll go back to the very first one, just kind of cue it. Well, I don't want to cue back the first song, because what happens is if you have a musician who maybe still kind of playing the chord progression and still kind of playing some pads behind, it will go back here and then they lose the visual from Chart Builder of the pads or of the chords that they're playing. So always choose to stay in the song. I also turn this on to continue the pad. You'll see how this highlights in green. Reason for that is that if you have someone that comes up who's wanting to kind of give some prayer and just kind of make the transition from your worship into some speaking or prayer time or whatever the case may be, that now you have the soft keypad playing in the background as well. So it just kind of helps kind of fill that room in the void. It's not just dead space, it's quiet and kind of awkward. So that's typically how I do that. Now if you do this, the pad will be lit up here in green. It will stay lit up. you will have to go and turn that off. So not an ordeal, just something to know. All right, so once that's done, these are all your faders down here you can adjust. You can turn anything down, up. If you want to take it out completely, like let's say you have someone who's playing the bass guitar, you just turn it off. They're going to play, you don't want the track and the person playing to override each other, because they won't play exactly the same. The other thing I always do is I always turn the guide up. Typically it's set here just like everything else. I always turn the guide up because that's what helps people hear the cues of when things are starting. So that covers kind of the importing and starting things. I do not mess with the 1/4, 1/8, 16th note click track. I do not adjust the click track volume. I don't adjust the master volume. The person running sound needs to control this. This is not on the person that's running tracks to control the master volume. The person running sound can turn down the backing tracks. So that's one thing I do want to note. If you want to go and change anything, you can do it in here. Let's say these spread open, so like if you just want to turn down one bus, but like there's multiple keys in here, you can turn those down individually. I typically don't mess with these. I just leave them where they're at. The pad, if you want more pad, you can turn it up here. Typically the pad is already auto set. So, and then another thing too, if you get into a section and you want to keep repeating it, then you would just hit this to repeat back through it once, and then it goes through. If you want to continue this transition, then you would just let me see here. You go to this infinity symbol. So it has it where I'm at right now, but you can see where I'm at. So if I were to pull this over here in this box, let's say we're in there, I just hit the infinity symbol, and so it's just going to keep repeating this right here until I tell it not to. And you can just turn it off. So that is kind of how you repeat stuff if you want to. Also, let's go in here to edit. If there's any part of the song I want to take out, I can hit the delete button. If there's something that I want to add, I can go into the plus part of it. I can add more things if I want. So like if I know, like at the end, like I want to add more choruses or bridge or whatever, I can just go ahead and build those in there. So those are some of the options. One thing I will tell you, there are some songs, just the way the songs are done from the original version, is that when they start, they go through the count off. So it's, intro 2, 3, 4, but some of them, they may not have an intro. They may just go directly into the verse. And so it's verse 2, 3, 4. And so you start right off, and it doesn't give your vocalist or even instrumentalist time to really kind of get the song together and prepared to start playing. So like a prime example would be Jesus, We Love You. We do this song often, and that's how it's done. Typically what I will do is I'll go in here and I will add an extra count off. So now it's going to count this off twice before it goes into it. So those are options that you can do as well. So okay, so while we're in edit mode, I'm going to show you something. So how you would actually go in and add songs to send lyrics to ProPresenter. You're going to click on the 3 dots of the song. You're going to scroll down. This is also where if you want to change the key, you can change the key. You can do these on the fly. If you want to change the tempo of something, you can speed it up, slow it down here. You can change your start and end points. There's a lot of things you can do in here. But what we're going to focus on is the MIDI out. So this is how it's sending lyrics to ProPresenter. You always want to click on it, go to a 2-line template. We don't want 1, we don't want 4 lines. 2-line is a good general consumption as far as having something that, aesthetically looks correct on the screen. It's not overwhelming, it's not too little, it's not too much. And then on our ProPresenter playlist, this has got to match exactly what's in ProPresenter. So whatever playlist that your Sunday service is for your songs, this number has to match. In this case, I'm just going to give an idea. So it's going to be playlist item 1. And then our actual item within that playlist is where we're actually going to be putting it. So let's say this song is the 3rd item in that playlist. That's where it will start. We're going to hit refresh MIDI cues. And now you'll see all these little tickers come up here. And this is every time it gets to this, it's sending a cue for lyrics by the MIDI. So we'll just keep doing this. So I set that one as playlist item 3. We'll go down here on this one. You'll see it's kind of already set because I was doing this earlier. So it's playlist 1, item number 4. I'm going to refresh it, hit update. Same thing here. 2-line template, playlist 1, item 5. Make sure I refresh and update it. And then same thing here. Just do these in numerical order. Make sure whatever you have in here, it has to follow exactly what's in ProPresenter, or the lyrics will not play correctly, or you may be playing the wrong lyrics or something else. And then update. So that's how you do that. Once you're done with it, click on done. Anytime you see this orange dot up here, or red, I can't tell what it is, you always want to save something. It's saying that you've changed something and it hasn't been saved. So we're going to click here on the menu. See how it says I have an unsaved set list change. So we want to save this to the cloud. You don't have to put a name in it. Just click on save. And then there you go. So that's how you have your songs in. I will say you always want to make sure the volume on this MacBook is turned up all the way. That is one thing I always make sure of. You don't ever want to control the volume of Playbook going out with your MacBook volume. Just turn it all the way up and leave it. And then one last thing I want to show you is actually in the settings here. This is how you turn on the sync for Chart Builder to work on the application. So Chart Builder can be used either from an Android or Apple device. Playback app can only be used on an Apple device, whether it be an iPad, MacBook, anything like that, even from an iPhone. But how you turn that on to be able to sync to this computer is turning these on here. If this is green, that means that there's access to it. Same thing with the remote. So typically you may have an iPad that's running this program. Like this one always has to be up because you have to have a main hub, but the iPad could be running kind of like just a remote session where someone's controlling this. And so you'll want to turn this on. Once it's on, it's going to tell you that when you pull it up, you should find this from your Apple device. It's going to be Turning Point's MacBook Pro 16.4. And then you can just go back and close this out. So these are now on, they're running, and this computer can be accessed from another device. So that's a how-to on how to input songs in a Planning Center, build set list, and then turn around and take those songs, import them into Playback, and actually have your songs loaded for tracks. Quick reminder, these songs are rented. They are rented for 7 days. So from the day you put them in there, you have them for 7 days. I usually put mine in on Monday or Tuesday. That way they're in there for the week, and then I know that they'll expire the Monday or Tuesday the following week. By that time, I've either run them through Wednesday or Sunday or both, maybe depending on services. So just depends on how you're kind of using the process in the system. So pretty quick how-to today. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me directly. I can help anyone with this, and hopefully give you access, and then let this be a training tool going forward. So I appreciate your time. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll talk to you soon.